Alright guys, we are shooting our second loads for the 22 Creedmoor. Just still getting, trying to get rounds down this barrel, trying to season it in a little bit. Like I said, trying to race to get about 150, 200 rounds or so. I think a little over 100. I'll start messing with load development a little more. But as of right now, we're just kind of playing around. So we are at the 100-yard line. Have everything all set. I gotta go hang the target, and I'm not sure how this is gonna go because I've been reading up on the 22 Creedmoor, and the 1 6.5 barrel twist barrel, they say not to push past 3,200 feet per second because bullets can start flying apart. Now we ended off at 3,150. And we're going up quite a bit, so we may end up not even shooting all of these today. We may find that they're going to start exploding, start peppering the target with a bunch of buckshot. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're going to try it. We're going to see. I didn't see any stability issues at the end of the last test. We ended at 40.2 grains the last test. But the accuracy started coming apart at the end. We were still under, no, we were just hitting 1 MOA, I think, at the end. But either way, we'll see what happens. If it starts, if they start exploding, if the 77 grain SMKs, can't handle it, then nothing to do with SMKs. I mean, I think most bullets will fly apart. They said there's only a few bullets out there that will, with the 1 6.5 twist, that can handle it. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. If we got to pull some bullets, we'll pull some bullets. But I know these first few loads should be okay because the first load is 3/10 up from 40.2. So our first load is starting off at 40.5. So I think the 40.5 and 40.8 should be okay, and from there on we're kind of just crossing our fingers. Alright guys, let me go hang the target and we'll see what we can do. Alright guys, sorry for the wind. If it is windy, I mean it is windy out, but I don't know how much the camera's picking up. Let's see here. Alright, the first, I got one fouler, so the first one's going to be a fouling shot. This is a fully clean barrel. I stripped it all the way down to bright shiny metal. Alright. So 31.21 on that one. Everything looks good. I'll see where this group lies. Everything looks good. That one was 31.46. 3104. $31.09. Everything looks good on the brass. Yeah, I went a couple clicks up. Alright, so average was 31.21, extreme spread of 42, and standard deviation of 14. Not good. I think it might be these primers. Next time we reload on these, primers are getting changed. Alright, next load, 40.8. Oh. $31.99. Primers look good. $31.43. I'm going to feed from the mag. $31.53. $31.56. Tell ya, it's feeding smooth now. $31.72. Alright, we got an average of 31.65. Standard deviation of 19.6. And an extreme spread of 55.9. Alright, moving on. chronograph. Brass all looks good still. We're above 3200. $31.82. $32.18. Everything looks good. $32.33. $32.53. Everything looks good. Alright, so $32.21. Standard deviation of 23.4. Extreme spread of 71.1. Awful. Horrible. Alright, let's go to, moving on to 41.5. Alright, 41.5. That's the first mess up in a while. $32.28. Everything looking good. $33.03. A little pierce. I don't know if that's quite pressure yet or not. looks good in the bolt base. Yep, everything looks good, nothing in it. .32-52. Yeah, I'm not seeing any case head swipes. I'm maybe starting to see maybe where the ejector is. It's starting to maybe, yeah, not much. I got the same amount of flow back on the primer that I have been all along. So 32-52 on that one. .32-51. Everything's looking good. .32-69. And everything's looking good there. Alright, so our average is 32-61. Standard deviation is 24.8. And extreme spread, ES is 74.8. Alright, we're moving on. Only reason why I'm using these old Remington primers is just to get through them and just trying to get bullets down the barrel. Otherwise, I wouldn't use them in load development. Alright, moving on. 41.8. Now this is 1/10 over published max on Hodgdon. So let's see. That was a massive hang fire. I don't even see it on paper. 3302. Here, I'm going to shoot away from my camera a little bit more, I think. I'm going to pick a different dot to go after. Seems how that one didn't even... Alright, I'm going to pick second row down. Dot over above the 39.9 on the last one we were doing. Yeah, another one not showing on paper, so they're exploding, I can tell. So they can't handle above 3,300. Anything below 33, the whole last Yeah, the whole last group, I think one. I can hear it differently when they explode. I'm gonna shoot one more to see. Okay, that one hit. 3290. I think that's why. That's weird. So anything below 33 so far has gone to the paper. I'm shooting at the second dot in now. That last one, I started shooting on the second dot in, away from the camera more. .82-83. That one's almost an inch away from my last shot. Alright, might as well fire the last one. .62-67. Alright, so average was 3288. SD is 12.7. And ES is 34.7. Alright, I'm gonna get picked up and I'll see you back at the bench. Alright guys, we're back up at the bench. Oh, let's see here. This one right here is the one with that Pierce primer. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it or not, but right there on the side where my nail is, yeah, I don't know, a little bit of piercing came up through the edge of the primer. So it blew out that way. Now that's the only one that did it. So not sure if it's just the old Remington primers, which I will probably just chalk it up to that. But we are probably getting up there in pressure as well. Hodgdon's, I think, numbers were, let me see here, let me look. Alright, Hodgdon's top charge for Superformance was 41.7 and it was 3320. We're not exceeding that. And we did exceed the top load on the very top one. We did start seeing, we didn't start seeing pressure signs at all, but the bullet could no longer handle it. Which we already talked about that. I already told you that Horizon Firearms, they have been, you know, they've developed this well, they didn't develop it, Hornady developed it, but Horizon has been doing, I would say, probably 80 or 90% of the testing for Hornady and building the rifles and blah blah blah. They have been saying that with a 1 in 6 barrel, don't push really any bullets. There's only a few that can handle it up past, they said 3200, I'm pretty sure. They might have said 33, I can't remember. But our experiment today, anything under 33 stayed together. Anything above 33 blew up. Alright, so first reloads, we were at Alright, 40.5 was our first reloads. Let me grab my micrometer. So, these are going to be the furthest two apart. That's about center to center. I don't know if you guys can see that. 0.735. This was all me. Absolutely. I'm going to start reloading, I think, a few more fowlers so I can start, you know, practicing on the gun. I mean, I dry fired a couple times, but I really got to shoot a few. Right from the second group on, I really settled into the gun and was pulling the trigger really well and just had it nice and tucked into my arm and just, yeah. Not only am I a cold shooter to this gun, but I haven't done a lot of shooting throughout the winter, so I'm kind of getting my skills back up. You know, at the end of last summer, I was really good, dialed in, especially with that bench rest gun. Just doing really good. So either way, as a really cold shooter with 2 dry fires and 1 fowler, that's not a bad group for starting off. I probably will retest 40.5 when I get some more SMKs, but I'm not going to do a seating depth test until we have more rounds down the barrel anyways, because, you know, no sense in doing a seating depth test when we're really not even doing a full powder test yet. Alright, so on the first group, 3121 is where we ended up. A standard deviation of, 3121, standard deviation of 14.9, and an ES of 42.2. So, not good numbers. So far, this Superformance has been awful. Now, I'm going to switch up to some good primers to see if that turns everything around, which I have heard. I've been doing some studying, and I guess certain primers can make certain powders, SDs and velocities, just awful. And these are old Remington primers. I'm just trying to get rid of them. So I figured might as well start using them on the break-in of this barrel, and you know, not using my good primers on just break-in. So yeah, I'm going to use some good primers next time to rule out, to see if it is once and for all the Superformance. Because this time I reloaded with my beam scale to make sure my Frankfurt Arsenal IntelliDropper wasn't, you know, wasn't kind of throwing charges here and there. Alright, so either way, second group was 40.8. Looking like a .667 inch group, which ain't bad. 3165 is the average on that one. 19.6 SD and a 55 ES. Our numbers through this whole thing were pretty bad. The last group on the SD was okay, but you'll see most of the bullets exploded on that one. A lot of them did. All of my shots were below 3200. Shot 1 was 3199, 3143, 3153, 31. So our highest was 3199. Our lowest was 3143. All right. So our next group. I don't know if you can see the next one or not. Yeah, here, I'll put the next two in frame. Next group was 41.2, and that is a gorgeous group. I'm going to say middle to middle. Yeah, both about the same. Middle to middle is about 540, .540. The average on that one was 3221, SD of 23.4, and an ES of 71.1. Still awful. ES is awful on that one. SD's getting better, or you know, SD is whatever. You know, it's mediocre. It's not freaking horrible. It's not good. Our slowest shot on that one, 3218. 3218 was our slowest shot. No, 3182 is our slowest shot, and our fastest shot is 3253. But as you notice, everything's under 3,300 feet per second. All the bullet holes are there. Alright, next group is 41.5. Started to open up on this. I think this is the one we had the Pierce primer in, but whatever, wasn't the end of the world. I'm pretty sure it's the shitty primers. That's looking like about middle to middle is 0.859 is what I got, roundabout. I'll put all these groups on Ballistic X. I'll put it on the YouTube channel. I'll do it through Ballistic X is what I do it for. I do it through. Average on that one is, average feet per second is 3261, an SD of 24.8, and an ES of 74.8. So, still awful. Not good really at all. SDs, whatever. And ES is still pretty high up there. 74 extreme spread is not very good. Now, on this one, we get one bullet that is above 3300, but it just creeped up above 33. 3303 is our fastest bullet on that one. And yeah, I heard a change in that one, and I didn't think that one hit the paper, but it did. I got all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got all 5 on this one. So as you can see, we'll go to the last group, 41.8. I only shot 1 at this dot because I got scared. I started realizing if these bullets are going to explode and buckshot into the paper, maybe they'll explode way before they get to the camera and not hit the camera at all. I don't know, but I didn't want to take that chance. So I shot 1 at here, and as you can tell, the first shot was 3302. Less than the other one, but that one exploded. No, actually, I forgot. The first shot on this one was a hang fire, and I'm not sure where it went. I have no clue where it went. I was holding steady on the target, but I might have dipped the rifle a little bit, expecting it to already have fired and starting to go through the motions. I can't remember. All I know is I remember the crosshairs not being where they were supposed to as it was firing, obviously, because I hit the trigger, didn't go off in, you know, it happens a fraction of a second, but it was a pretty long hang fire. Very, very noticeable. It'll be interesting if I notice it on the in editing. So yeah, first shot was, so this whole round of bullets was average of 3288, an SD of 12.7, and an ES of 34.7. Now, after this target, I went up to this target. This, yeah, 39.9 up here. Don't take into account 39.9. This is all still 41.8. At the 39, I only shot 1. So I shot 1 at 41.8, my normal dot. Shot 1 at my normal dot, 1 at 39. That one exploded, so I was scared, so I went over to 39.3 on the last, above my 39.3 charge on the last loads. And I shot the last 3 on that one. That's what it was. Make sure you guys can see this. Okay, so those are the 3 right there. This one of these 2 on the left side was the first one, which was 3290, which ended up on paper. All these 3 were under 3300, and they all ended up on paper. The second one was 3283, and it was this one over here on the right. And the last one was 3267. It was the one over here on the left. So, first one I shot at 41.8 was above 3300. It was 3302. Exploded. First one I shot at 39.9 was above 3300. It was 3300.7. Yeah, 3300.7. That one exploded. And then all the rest in that group was below 33, and they all ended up on paper. So I'm thinking that 33 is pretty much the mark just under 33 and anything above 33. There was only one bullet that didn't explode that reached above 33, and it was one of the ones in this 41.5 group. So we just got to know, we got to keep pretty much all our bullets. I'm going to try and keep them all below 3250 or at 3250 and below, because anything below that shot pretty good and all ended up on paper. They didn't explode. And you could hear it. I wonder if you guys can hear it. I'm going to be keeping the downrange camera. I have been keeping the downrange camera audio on the last few edits. I'm going to keep it on this one to hear it, because I could hear it in my Ear Pro. I could hear a big difference in sound. So yeah, those are the groups. That's the brass. That's the groups. Good to go. So, and if you remember correctly, on this last group, two of these last two were TMKs, not SMKs. The first three were SMKs. The last two on that group was TMKs, because I ran out of SMKs. I'm going to be ordering more. So that way we can do a full load development, start all over, and you know, start from scratch. So yeah, those are the groups. That's the velocities. Awful. We are going to change up primer. Once I get some more SMKs, I'm going to redo this test towards the top here. And, well, actually I can do it towards the last one too, from 39.0 to 40.2 or 40.5 to 41.8. Either one, Superformance performed horribly on both sessions. So I ruled out that it was not the Frankfurt IntelliDropper. So next thing to rule out is primer. So I'm going to put some, I don't know, some bench rest or some Magnum primers. I heard it's the best thing to use, just like the 6.5 Creedmoor was Magnum primers. So that's what I'm going to use. Some good CCI or whatever Magnum primers, and go from there. Alright guys, I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to hit the subscribe, I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.